You've been looking for a podcast that connects commercial general contractors, public sectors, commercial property managers, and small business owners looking to share motivation, inspiration, project updates, tips, wins, and ways to conquer life in the commercial asphalt paving industry. Look no more, my friend. Live from Northern California. Broadcasting around the world. This is the Paving the Way podcast. And now your hosts, Jonathan J.B. Brown and Patrick Mullen.
Here we go.
We're really good at the live thing, especially now that we don't know.
No, he wasn't kidding.
We're 5 seconds in.
Oh, we are live.
Yeah.
There we go.
Welcome to Paving the Way, our podcast. Today is, I don't even know what the date is. Or care.
October 20th,
Yeah.
2022, 1980.
1980.
Yeah.
Today we're going to talk about how to succeed in a shifting world. We have our resident expert here, Austin. Thanks for joining
right
us.
here, but that's Pat.
Resident Austin.
Yeah.
No, well, you're over here.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine.
That's fun.
I'm JB. This is Patrick. We're here today to talk to you about some business stuff. This is on our lines of talking about business and how to succeed, which I feel like we're just always trying to succeed. So I feel like a little bit of an imposter saying how to succeed in a shifting world because we're always trying to succeed. But I think we can just talk about our points, what we think works for us. Yeah. Mostly Pat. I think we all rely on Pat,
Yeah,
right?
That's Pat's deal.
Find a Pat if you want to
just turn around and run.
I'm just gonna be silent.
If you want to.
Things start to shift. Just make sure you're not on the crack.
If you want to survive in a shifting world, find Pat. That's the message. Podcast over. Thanks for joining us, everyone.
Great.
So we got some points that we've kind of put together. We have a slideshow. We're gonna get fancy.
Oh, I've never seen this before.
Yes.
So this ought to be great.
A slideshow.
Bye.
You've never seen a slideshow, or you've never seen our slideshow?
I don't know what a
Any
slideshow
slideshows?
is.
Yeah.
It's the little things on the screen.
PowerPoint.
Just to entertain us or other people.
I don't know. Okay. How to succeed in a shifting world. Let's start with, look at that, and it switches pictures too. With our agenda, what we're going to talk about today, we will review over these. Setting intentions, the power of patience, how to deal with change, shifting negative thoughts.
Wow.
That's all me, guys. That's all me.
I love that we said get a pad. Those are the 4 points that came. I'm going to jump on that one. Okay. Number one. So these are 10 points actually that have been pulled, Austin. I don't know if I told you this part.
You have to believe you can rake the mud.
These 10 points have been pulled from things that we've already said throughout podcasts or videos that we've made or anything. So they're using our own words against us now. I feel like using our own words against us is the best part.
So number one is belief. You really have to believe in yourself and the fact that you can do anything that you really put your mind to. I mean, look at us.
Are you saying it to be corny or are you being real?
No.
Oh.
That's
No.
about as real as it gets.
It's real as it gets. I 100% believe it. I 100% believe it's all about belief. 100% believe it's all about belief.
So we can switch to the next one. You gotta believe in your team too.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's a big part of it. I am team.
We are team.
We are team. We are
There's no
team.
I am team.
I believe. I think belief
It probably
is.
looks funny because I'm looking at you here, but
I know
on the
you're over
video,
there.
you're over here, so I'll try to look over there.
I think belief is the biggest one. I mean, you got to believe you can get somewhere, right? It's about goals, believing we can get to those goals, we can accomplish those goals, even when it's in the worst and we're finding out like all the shit that's going wrong. I think we always believe we can make it better. We can always do better. I think that'll never change. Though,
And it
right?
can't just be you that believes this. You've got to be able to get that point across to your team that they've got to believe it. They've got to want it. And yeah.
Yeah, I think that's something we can. I mean, I think we're good at that, but I think it's also something we should be working on still. I mean, as you say, it rings true in a lot of different areas.
It's a constant struggle when you're going through tough times.
Yeah,
to keep your belief up.
Is anybody else watching these guys finish and critique them?
Yeah.
Yes, 100%. Good job, though, guys.
But I believe they're going to get it done.
All right, number two, visualize what you want. I think this just ties closely to belief, right? I mean, you believe you can get somewhere. But it's all about visualizing where you want to be. I think this is a big one for us for the last year, probably, when we started building budgets and shooting where we wanted to get towards and then building towards those. I think it's super important to be visualizing where you want to go and then how you're going to get there.
Yep. I could agree with that. Visualization. I mean, I remember learning visualization stuff as being a kid. Your coach is telling you to visualize what you want, visualize how you want to do it. And I mean, that's the same thing that I've told the girls on the teams that I've been helping coach.
Wow. Okay.
Close your eyes, visualize what you want. You have to know what you want or you're not going to get it.
And that also comes with planning, I think, too.
Yeah.
Visualizing the plan,
Yeah.
executing it.
Definitely.
I'm gonna make a side note, but from what I'm hearing, Pat's like the best kids coach you've ever met. He's being described as the most understanding, helpful, and friendly coach they've ever seen.
thought-
I have yet
Sorry,
to
you're over
even
here.
hit one.
Yes.
Kid. Not a ball.
Compassionate.
I'm fairly certain it's a different Pat coaching. It can't be our Pat. I'm like, that's not my Pat. No. I'm like, no, you got us confused.
Next slide.
I feel like it was a compliment. I mean, in a backhanded way, like we do, but
So this is kind of back to these all kind of tie together,
yeah,
obviously.
it's one
but
long trending thing.
Make
as
a
you can see,
list,
but-
set some goals. You know, that's the same thing as your intentions. You've got to have your goals. You got to know what you want. And it's always best to write them down. Don't just keep them up here.
Yeah, I'm big on that one. I think having your goals written down is what we need to be doing. I always try to push goals. I push goals for myself. I think goals are what make everything happen. I actually made a video. I'm making a video to give to like my kids, like lessons that my dad taught me because my dad passed last year. So I'm making videos I can give to my kids, and that's one of them is setting goals. I think it's a big one for all of us in life and in business. I think everyone should be setting goals. It's how we keep ourselves, going the right direction and not straying off, I guess.
Yeah. And not only setting them, but write them down. Put them in a place that you have to look at them every day. By your bed, on your mirror. I've heard these things. I don't do it, but I've heard these things, and I bet they work really well.
Every time you go to Pat's house, you go into his bathroom. And we're not in his bathroom, but there's always lipstick written.
It's funny. You look at my desk, and it's a horrific mess. But you go to my house, and I like my house to be clean. So I couldn't have those things hanging on
It's
my
probably
mirror.
our fault your desk is a mess, though.
Yeah, you guys always come and add stuff to it.
Here's a big one for Pat, so I'm going to let Pat.
Be realistic versus positive. Yes, I'll say that I'm probably a bit on the pessimistic side.
No, I think it's
Occasionally.
realistic. I think there's a difference.
But I do try to be realistic
Did
with a
you
lot
say
of things.
pessimistic or pissed off all the time?
A little bit of both.
I think realism is really what it comes down to, right? I think we all see things differently between the three of us, especially, right? I think I'm always looking for worst case scenario. I'm always trying to find how is this going to go wrong so we can be prepared ahead of time. I think being realistic is Pat's one of his biggest points, man. He's always the realistic one. He kind of keeps everybody else grounded. I think it's something to remember. Like positivity is great. I'm all about positivity. I think pushing positivity to the guys, to each other, to yourself. But man, being realistic is so important.
Yeah.
I think that's what makes Pat. Don't you? You agree with that or what?
Yeah, be realistic. That for now on. That'd be awesome.
He read it as be realistic, don't be positive.
That also has to do with planning, though. You got to be realistic with your planning, realistic with your goals. Don't set goals that are too lofty. Set goals that you can achieve in steps.
I thought he was going to say, don't say, I'll get it done. Because that's what we always say. Be patient. You cannot ever expect results overnight. That goes
back to just what I said.
That goes without saying. I think be patient. I think a thing that I keep hearing too is people say that you see all these famous people, these overnight successes, and I bet 99% of these overnight successes work their asses off.
Yeah, for the first
to
15
get there,
years
yeah.
of their overnight success.
I hear people say, like, you call me an overnight success, and it's like 16 years in, I don't feel like an overnight success. I feel like I worked my ass off to get here, and that's why I'm here. And I feel like, whether we call ourselves a success or not, I feel like we're only here because we worked ourselves to the bone to get here.
Yep. Yeah. We all learn different things.
Take inspired action.
Is that from just the other day?
Yeah.
That picture's from a storm drain project that we're on.
That's pretty awesome.
That needs to be realistic about.
Yeah.
And we should all be inspired by
We
it.
realistically didn't charge enough.
We need inspired action on this one for sure. We need all the action we can get on this one for sure. Take inspired action. It's setting goals. It's all, like you said, they all tie together, right? You take action. You have to constantly be taking action. I feel like a lot of times really, I'd say a downfall for our part is how many times have we talked about something like, oh, we need to be doing this. We need to be doing this. And then like a month or two later, we're like, we need to be doing this, and it's like, why the fuck are we not doing this?
Whoa.
I know, and then I dropped it again.
Whoa.
If I get fined for that, I'll put it
Yeah.
I'll have the company pay for it.
Like Austin's red light ticket.
Pat's accident.
How dare you,
I
sir?
know.
That was not his fault.
No, it was not.
Yes. So I mean, I think action's the number one, right? I mean, action I think comes before everything. You always have to be taking
Well,
action.
without action, there is nothing.
Visualize your success versus visualize your failure. See, that one's not me because I'm always visualizing the worst case scenario. I'm always telling everybody how this is not going to work out. I think Austin's way more positive with that, though. So, Austin, how do you visualize success instead of failure?
Oh gosh.
How do you visualize success instead of listening to JB?
By being positive.
Yeah, and prepared.
Staying positive.
Well, I think
trying
you
to
guys
plan.
I think you both just know that no matter what, we have to get it done. So you don't spend your time visualizing how we're going to fail. You spend your time thinking and trying to visualize how do we get this done.
I think that sometimes the guys, they've got a plan, and I'm not calling that failure, but then we're visualizing our success as a team, as a group, and implementing that is a big the difference for success and failure.
The same thing.
Tell me more.
I'm staring the opposite direction.
Here.
No, this is how we're looking at you. We're switched on the screen. No, I'm staring. I'm very
I
interested.
need to strike that model because
I think you put that really well. I think also I've come to the last couple months. I feel like I've come to the conclusion that I don't necessarily believe in failure anymore. I don't think failure is real unless you let it be failure in your head, right? Like we get a job, we're going to finish it. Like there's no option of us not finishing this job or, oh man, we failed on that one. Like that's not a possibility.
You only fail if you don't learn.
Yeah.
Yeah, and learning is
Yeah.
part of a failure, and then what you do with that failure turns it into success on the next project, or if you kick a soccer ball, it's anything.
Yeah. I think failure is just your frame of mind, right? You just keep that out of your mind. Success is the only option. Man, I don't know about you, but we're killing this.
Yeah.
Be open to change. That's scary.
How come you don't know about me, but we're killing this?
Oh, I meant that must mean that you guys are killing it and I'm not.
Be open to change because there's not a goddamn thing you can do about it. Change is going to happen whether you like it or not.
I mean, I think this one's important coming up now, right? I mean, I'd say
with the economy changing the way it is,
who knows what this will bring, but I would say things are going to change. And it's going to change for all of us. So if you're not open to it, you're just asking to fail.
Yeah.
Oh.
You got to plan.
Yeah.
Plan for what's coming. Plan for the change. Do the best you can to plan for it. You can't always plan for everything because you don't know what's going to happen. But do your best and.
Yeah. But I think I've said it once or maybe even twice in this one. But I think being prepared for everything, like always being prepared. If we're prepared for anything that comes up, it's really all you can do, right? You should be ready for it to change. It's going to change. You don't control that. Be prepared.
Yep.
Release negative thoughts. Does that mean into the office? Because this would be another Pat one. Yeah. Release negative thoughts into the office. Get them out there. So
don't hold on to those things.
Yeah, that's bad for you, toxic inside, if you hold on to these negative thoughts. So
sometimes everyone in the office has to leave because I release so many negative thoughts.
I told him I went out back for an hour and a half yesterday.
That's what happens when you come back from being sick.
I mean, you got to release negative thoughts, but I also think, this may have meant just let them go. But I think get them out there. I feel way better when I have a problem and I call and complain and be like, Pat, what the fuck is Austin doing?
Swimming in my pool.
No, but when you're upset and frustrated, and I call, for me, when I call and I talk to you, Austin, or I talk to somebody else, why is this happening? I almost did it again. Why is this happening? Why is this going on? But then I feel better after. I think you got to release them. You got to tell people about them. You got to find your own way of getting those negative thoughts out because they're not going to help. Stop focusing on the negative.
I know, for sure. They need to get that roller line out.
Yeah, I noticed that too. But the rest of it looks good. That's a clean pave right there. Yeah. Where is that?
Is that the temporary one down in Berkeley?
County Church.
You just made that up.
Shut up, dude. This guy. Be clear and communicate along the way. I think this is in training everybody, right? In training our staff. I've noticed too. I mean, tons of times I go out and tell people, this is what I want done. And if I'm not clear, it's not going to get done the way that we think it should get done. I think that this is from the
Communicating
top
along
down.
the way. You know, it's not just communicate once and then go get something done. I mean, a lot of these jobs or times in life take more than a little bit of communication to be clear and get out of it what you want to get out of it. So
Yeah.
communication is key. I remember that was is that one of your dad's slogans?
If it is, I'm adding it to the book of
Okay.
things for my kids. I need a pen.
Yeah.
Yeah. Communication is key. Is that how you said it?
Yeah, I think so.
It does sound like my dad would say.
And you got to keep communicating.
You caught me with the dad. Now I'm speechless.
Yeah.
I like that one. That's a winner for me. You got anything?
Well, communication's the one thing that we have lacked in the past that we're getting better with. Like JB said, if you're not clear about how you communicate with these guys and just staff in general, then you're leaving yourself open and vulnerable versus ties back to everything. About communication, talking to the guys, talking to.
I think it goes for everything. Your clients, your family, your kids.
Yeah.
You got to keep communicating.
I think that I'm talking about this and thinking about this as we started. I'm thinking about us communicating with our guys, right? Because this is like how to succeed in shifting worlds. But really, I think one of our strong points has been a lot of time is communication with our customers. I feel like that we've always kind of been really good with communication. Even when we were doing remodels, like I had people tell me all the time, but like, I cannot believe no matter when I call, Pat answers his phone. I mean, it doesn't do that now, but
Pat
when
also
customers
has
were
no
calling,
wife, and he's married.
yes.
So.
When customers called, we always answer. Pat always answered. You drove it into everybody else. If your phone rings, you answer it. Like we are big on communication. We're big on letting people know. Or we'd go into a job and we're going to be 10 minutes late. We're 15 minutes late. We're real big on the communication, and I think that's what makes us stick out against other contractors. But I also think it's something that needs to be worked on with your staff and your people, especially in the field. Like we got to be able to communicate better because they're out there working not by themselves, but they're out there working while we're not on them every second.
Yeah.
So that we've got to expect them they've got to expect us to educate them properly and how we want it so that they can do it properly.
And you've always got to strive to do better.
Yeah.
When you think you've done enough, do more.
And then how are you succeeding in your shifting world? So I'd love to hear about other people in comments. I'm always about learning. So if you have other things that we've missed, I'd love to hear about it. Please reach out in the comments or text or call Pat at any time. He always answers.
916.
Yeah.
Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram.
Text Pat's cell phone. Yeah. So in 2 weeks, we're doing this again. And I believe Jim Dale is coming on from Pizer, and he's going to talk to us just kind of about the relationship we've built with them over the years, and maybe some projects we've done with them, and maybe we get some tips from him on how he's surviving changing economies, because I'm sure he's preparing for this also. They've done a really good job of building a solid company over there, so I'm excited to hear from them.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Thanks for joining us.
Like Pat said, reach out to us all, and thank you.
You've been listening to the Paving the Way podcast. Our passion is to connect commercial general contractors, public sectors, commercial property managers, and small business owners. We welcome you to the family. We hope you've enjoyed the show. Make sure to like, rate, and review. Make sure to find us on LinkedIn, Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube at B&M Builders, and learn even more online by visiting bm-builders.com. Thanks again for listening, and see you next time on the Paving the Way podcast.